This is Rasputin Dreamweaver EDH deck. My name is Ken. Okay, so my general is Rasputin. Basically what he does is he's a 6-cost, 1 blue, 1 white, 4 generic. When he comes into play, you put 7 counters on him, dream counters, and you can take them off either to prevent 1 damage to him, or you can use them as generic mana at instant speed. So, and he comes back, every upkeep he gets another dream counter on him, so he's a source of continual mana ramp, especially really big mana ramp for really big generic creatures like Blightsteel Colossus and the Eldrazi and some other things. So as far as lands go, Rasputin's a human wizard, so Riptide Laboratory can bounce back to your hand in an emergency. So you can get more counters back on him once he's kind of spent, so to speak. Ancient Tomb, generic mana ramp, a good land to play other artifact mana ramp with early on in the game. Academy Ruins, bring back artifacts as they get destroyed. Wasteland obviously destroys lands. Strip Mines, same thing. This is one of the utility lands for searching for the big beaters that come out because of Rasputin. Rasputin can also pay that 7 cost to get them into your hand in the first place. Maze of Ith, you know, just defense land. Bunch of mana fixing. As much mana fixing as you can between those 2 colors. I find it, even still, sometimes I can't get that mana fixing just right, but you know, put as much in as possible. 8 plains and 16 mountains, or 8 plains, 16 islands rather. Let's just take those out of the way. So, biggest idea about this is just, you know, the mana ramp and getting really big creatures out there that will end games. You know, hopefully against multiple people. So I got Dreamstone Hedron, Basalt Monolith, just everything I can squeeze in there. Everflowing Chalice, Grim Monolith, Gilded Lotus, Soul Ring, Doubling Cube, Mana Vault, Thran Dynamo, Mana Crypt, just about everything generic mana that you can run, just so you can get them out really fast and play the big creatures like this dude. One of the things about Rasputin is that when he comes into play, he comes in with those 7 counters, so you can drop a lot of that mana ramp if it's in your hand. You got your really big beaters like Ulamog, Pentavus, not quite in that category, but he still does work. Kozilek, Golem Artisan to give creatures trample, haste, all that kinds of good stuff. It that betrays, really good with a couple different sorceries I have, and Blightsteel Colossus. So those are my major creature win conditions. And then I have Mystical Tutor, so Personal Tutor, Enlightened Tutor, Fabricate, Reshape, Blue Sun Zenith, Brain Geyser, and Stroke of Genius. There's a couple ways in this deck to make infinite mana, so you can stroke somebody to death, or you can just draw a lot of cards off Rasputin, leaving 1 blue open after you play him, and then you can play Stroke of Genius and fill your hand back up. This works really good with Rasputin because he has the counters on him. You can just keep bringing himself back in with the Nim Deathmantle. And then with Ashnod's Altar, he also creates infinite mana. Ensnaring Bridge to just keep people from beating me to death with their little creatures before I can get my big creatures out. Damping Matrix, really annoying card for a lot of decks. A lot of people hate this card. It doesn't affect Rasputin's mana ability, so it works pretty well with him. I also have other things like Ventor to bounce Damping Matrix in case I need to use one of the activated abilities of my creatures or artifacts that are not mana abilities. You know, card draw, Mind's Eye, obviously is in a lot of decks. Oblivion Stone, get those permanents off the board. Darksteel Forge, even better to Oblivion Stone once you have that Darksteel Forge out. So this is a really good card. You know, Sensei's Divining Top, all the standard fare, duplicates, colorless creature removal, pretty good. Exile it. I like exiling stuff rather than having to go to the graveyard, because where I come from, people play a lot of graveyard recursion. Memory Jar, drawing, Smokestack, another card people really hate, but once you can get a bunch of permanents out there, you know, for turn 1 or turn 2 and you play a Smokestack after you mana ramped, it gets pretty dire for people who are just playing land every turn. Lightning Greaves, you know, hook up Dreamweaver to keep him from getting targeted and killed. Erratic Portal, bouncing the different things back to my hand, like Eldrazi, if I need to use their come into the battlefield effects, or bounce my general, so on and so forth, duplicate, whatever. Tormod's Crypt, more graveyard hate. Darksteel Plates, I don't know if that one's going to stay in there, but I can search for it really easily. This guy makes my my general come out sooner and just basically screws everybody else over, so I like this card. Trinket Mage, get that artifact mana ramp. Sun Titan, get it back out of the graveyard. Consecrated Sphinx, a lot of card draw advantage, especially in multiplayer games. Weather Wayfarer to get out, you know, different lands that I need to keep people from doing weird stuff to me, or, you know, whatever. Maybe a little mana ramp with Ancient Tomb. Ancestral Vision, just, you know, good first turn play, get you some more cards in hand. Recurring Insight, this card's insane if you can get it to fire off really early. Capsize, another part of one of the infinite mana loops with doubling cube, and it just gets rid of either your stuff that you don't want out or whatever. Land tax, you just got to hit all the mana fixing, counterspell, obviously what that does. Wrath, a couple different Wrath effects. Mystic Speculation to dig through the deck and get to the cards that I need. Rider Replication just sometimes wins games by itself, it seems like. Show and Tell, drop an Eldrazi on turn 3 or turn 2 or whatever. Spin in the Myth, tuck people's generals, whatever else has to happen. Transmute Artifact, just tutor. Force of Will, counter. This is really good. Just get rid of all those stupid enchantments that mess your game up. Cataclysm, once you get a really big creature out there like Ulamog or Blightsteel Colossus, or even if you just have Rasputin out with Gilded Lotus, Cataclysm gets really good. If you have It That Betrays out, obviously you just get to suck all the permanents onto your board, so that's pretty good. Power Artifact, one of the infinite mana things. Open the vaults after they've destroyed all your permanents, or you've purposefully destroyed all your permanents. You can get some of them back. And then Planeswalkers, just you know, find stuff, bounce Rasputin to get more dream counters on him. You know, if you can protect your Planeswalkers for a while, they can do quite a bit of work in this deck. I got Elspeth. That's pretty much it. This is CMDR Decks. Please subscribe in favor.